Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of courage, and that surely do well, and that taught us the truth, peace and blessings goes out there to you, brethren, because the four corners of the earth that push this word day in and day out, in all sincerity and with all diligence. This is Martin from Trinidad Campus, but once again, through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, to do another lesson to edify the Lord's flock, and to possibly, wake up, the elect that out there that, still in the world and that seeking the truth. This video gonna show you how lost our people are and how they so hate the Most High and His words and rather trust in, in men, rather trust in science, rather trust in Esau for help. This is from the Guardian newspaper here in Trinidad. It says large religious bodies tell devotees to get vaccinated. The devotees is just followers. So they're actually telling their followers, to get vaccinated. It says while citizens are currently trickling into some mass vaccination sites, 3 of TNT's largest religious organizations are sending a clear message to their flocks: get vaccinated. We think that the responsible thing to do is to give the pros and the cons. The cons would be any side effects of the vaccines, but the message we are giving to all people is the responsible thing to do is to consider getting vaccinated. Bishop Don Hamilton of the Pentecostal Assembly of the West Indies in TNT, so, and then there was this other instance where a head imam from one of the masjids in Trinidad, wrote a letter to all Muslims, telling them to, go and take the jab. And that is the reason why all people will never reach anywhere. What they do, they sell out. They take that purse, they take that money, and sell out, the people of Israel, for pennies. That is how these other nations conquer. Let's bribe leaders with something, and the leaders, as the scripture says, because they are not the shepherd but hireling and cared not for the flock, they would leave the flock. They would take that money and leave the flock because they do not love the flock. You understand? But the Yahweh Shai love His flock, and He gave us that spirit to reject, taking that maxim, because we know that we can't trust this devil. We know that this devil have it out for us to eliminate us. That is their secret counsels. That is part of their plan. So we could never think that whatever he doing is actually good for us. He's filled with deceit. There's Isaiah 30 and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So they take counsel, but not of the Most High. You see, the scripture said, forget not thy enemy. It's forget. I think is, or Salak, trust not thy enemy, for as iron rusted, so that his wickedness. They don't even know who are their enemy. That's the reason why Jeremiah said, or the Lord said, my people are foolish. Yeah, set this trend. My people are destroyed because they lack knowledge. I think it's who's that's not. Let me get it. Select. 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 Hosea 4:6, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy shrine. According to the law, you're not supposed to take any injections. According to the scripture. You know? But they hate knowledge, they reject knowledge. When the Lord sent out his men out in the streets, they passed by the streets. Who they would go to? They would go to a man, a witch. They would go to their pastor. They would go to their lecturer at university. They would go to their school teacher to get knowledge, which is actually no knowledge. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They don't know that Esau are their enemy. They don't know the schemes of Esau, because Esau have them entertained with sports and music and love and hip hop and television. You know, they don't know that the Lord is about to send plagues upon the earth. They don't even know that currently there's a famine brewing up. You see, they don't know these things. That is why they are destroyed. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. You reject us when we go out into the streets and preach the truth. So in that time to come, the Lord gonna reject you. Even now, the Lord rejecting you all. He giving you up to them delusional, you know, them deceiving spirits. You know, you believe that lie. You go ahead. You go ahead because you're not profitable unto him. So you're gonna eventually be destroyed. It says back in the Isaiah 30. It's verse 2, it says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You know, trust the science, or trust the doctors, or trust the epidemiologists, or trust the pastors. They ain't saying trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They trusting in what? In man. They trusting in the flesh. What does scripture say about that? Scripture say, woe unto them that put the trust in flesh. That make flesh, or that make man their arm. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. When you start to die out, and you start to get all these different major side effects, ailments, sicknesses. You can't reproduce. You know, your lungs giving you problems, your heart giving you problems, you're catching heart attacks. Then when you believe in Egypt, or you believe in various governments, gonna be ashamed. You're gonna be ashamed because of that, because you believe that lie. You mocked at the men that were pushing the truth, and you believe that lie. And when that lie turn around and bite you, you're gonna fucking, you're gonna be ashamed. You even want people to know. You're gonna make up some lie. Nah, I didn't get vaccinated. I just recently I just started catching this thing just so. No, you got vaccinated, and you're ashamed of it. This is Isaiah 9. I'm gonna read with Isaiah 3 first. Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are the oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Yeah, they don't teach the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They don't teach how to please Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All they do is teach you, how to teach you things to do to make the Lord punish you. And that will the prophet said in Jeremiah said in Lamentations. Let me see if I get it real quick. I think it's Lamentations 2:13 or 2:14. It says, thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. Trusting in Esau, the Lord gonna make you ashamed, because the Lord gonna bring down Esau. All them that trust in Egypt, because of the might and the power of Egypt back then, they were made ashamed because the Lord destroyed Egypt. So when they're thinking that as long as Egypt rule, they're gonna be good, or Egypt gonna rule forever. No. When the Lord destroyed it, their hope and their pride was gone, and it's gonna be the same with you people. When the Lord bring down this society, or when the Lord put our spirit upon these leaders to backbite or to deceive you and to go against you and cause you to fall. When you do fall, you're gonna be ashamed because you believe lies. This is Isaiah 9 and verse 16. I'll start at verse 15. It says, the ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, and thy way gonna be eventually destroyed, because you're gonna fall into that ditch. You along with your leaders, both of you are gonna fall into that ditch. That's near that Esau laid for you, or that's that the Most High, through Esau laid for you all, and you're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna have broken foot, you're gonna have concussions, you're gonna have swollen jaws, you're gonna have broken limbs, because you were led of them. You followed their method, their way of doing things. You trusted in their ways and not the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. And now when they fall, you fall with them. There's Matthew 15 and verse 14. It says, let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So when these blind leaders guide you all into that ditch, if somebody being blind is leading somebody that is blind, guess what? Wherever that person, wherever ditch or wherever cliff that the leader walk off, the follower are gonna walk off as well. And these leaders are blind, and the scripture call them what? Dumb dogs that cannot bark, they cannot see, they don't know when danger is around. And they don't give warning because they don't know. The Lord never put our spirit upon them, to be a watchman unto the people. But the men that the Lord put our spirit upon, you people reject them. That's why he said this. This is the Proverbs 1. I said that verse 24. It says, because I have called and he refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. When is that happening? That happening right now. The Lord not gonna shout from heaven and say, hey, come and worship me. No, the Lord sent what? Prophets. He spoke in time. He spoke through what? The prophets, by sending the prophets, giving them his word, and telling them, go and speak unto my people. That is when the Lord called. That is when the Lord stretched out his hand to help. It says, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, and your fear coming upon you just now. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And that's going to be the end all be all of you 2/3 that try to think that they can deceive the Most High. Try to think that you're wiser than the Most High. You're doing bullshit all your life, and as soon as you see chariots coming, you remember the name of the Lord immediately and start to call upon it. Or when you see famine coming, you're trying to get with the man of the Lord who was warning all the time, and he was mocking and scoffing all the time. But the Lord gonna put our spirit upon us for us to to ignore you people, for us to become cold-hearted towards you people, no matter who it may be. Lord gonna put our spirit upon us. Say, hey, with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashabarak Kodash, that belongs unto the apostles and the elders of the so that surely do well. And until next time, I want to say Shalom.